You grabbed a burger, never knowing that an E. coli outbreak from slivered onions at McDonald's just put hundreds in hospitals. Behind the golden arches, so-called safe comfort foods are actually dangerous. They hide chemicals banned overseas and fries laced with probable carcinogens. Nuggets sold in the United States pack additives. Europe refuses, and nearly half of all soda dispensers test positive for fecal bacteria. If you think never eat meat at McDonald's again sounds dramatic, wait until you see what is actually inside their most iconic menu items. Here is how a single bite can become a public health nightmare. You'd think McDonald's fries are just potatoes, oil, and salt. Simple, right? That is what the menu suggests. But behind that golden crisp is a chemical cocktail most people never notice. Every batch is fried at temperatures so high it creates acrylamide, a compound the European Food Safety Authority calls a probable human carcinogen. In the US, fries are cooked in oil laced with TBHQ, a petroleum-based preservative, and dimethyl polysiloxane, a silicone compound also found in laboratory anti-foam agents. TBHQ is banned in the European Union, and you will not find dimethyl polysiloxane in McDonald's fries across the UK. Here, the same fries can deliver up to half of your daily acrylamide exposure in just a few servings. Children and older adults are especially at risk, according to the European Food Safety Authority. So the next time you reach for those fries, remember, it is not just potatoes you are eating. The real recipe is a side of chemicals the rest of the world refuses to serve. Chicken nuggets sound innocent enough. Bite-sized, easy to dip, and somehow always the star of the kids' menu. But what actually goes into these little golden lumps? In the US, nuggets start with chicken that is blitzed into a paste using mechanical separators. Think industrial grinders, not grandmother's kitchen. That paste is blended with water, flour, sodium phosphates, and enough salt to hit 860 milligrams in a single serving. That is nearly half a child's recommended daily sodium, packed into just 4 pieces. While McDonald's claims their nuggets are made from white meat, the truth is in the processing. It is not whole muscle like you would find in the UK version, but a slurry shaped and fried for uniformity. Some food safety advocates have raised alarms about possible aluminum contamination from factory equipment. Here's the catch. No independent lab has ever published a metals test on US nuggets. If you are curious what is really in them, only a certified lab using ICP-MS can say for sure. Until then, every nugget is a processed mystery, wrapped in breadcrumbs and questions. You'd expect a soda from McDonald's to be the safest thing on the menu. Just syrup, water, ice. What could possibly go wrong? Here's the dirty secret. The fountain machines are a paradise for bacteria. A 2010 study tested drinks from fast food soda dispensers and found that 48% contained coliform bacteria. Yes, that is the polite term for what is found in poop. Some even tested positive for E. coli. More recent research out of Southern California found coliforms in 41% of soda water samples, with biofilms, slimy layers of microbes clinging to the insides of the tubing and spigots. These biofilms act like a fortress, shielding bacteria from even the strongest cleaning chemicals. The result? Every time you fill up your cup, you could be getting a cocktail of microbes that thrive in the warm, sugary environment. Microbiologists like Dr. Charles Gerba call these machines dirtier than toilet seats. For kids, the elderly, or anyone with a weak immune system, that is not just gross, it is a real health risk. And with cleaning routines often skipped in the rush, this problem is not going away. If you are still thirsty, you might want to think twice before hitting that fountain lever. Soft-serve ice cream at McDonald's is supposed to be the safest dessert on the menu. Children love it, and parents order it without a second thought. But the machines that churn out those cones are a perfect breeding ground for listeria if they are not taken apart and cleaned every single day. That is not a suggestion. It is FDA guidance. Listeria is not just another germ. For pregnant women, young children, or anyone with a weak immune system, even a small dose can be deadly. The bacteria thrive in the damp, milky tubes inside these machines, forming biofilms that regular wipe-downs cannot touch. If a crew skips a cleaning or does not fully disassemble the parts, listeria can linger for days, ready to hitch a ride on the next swirl of vanilla. Breakfast is not much safer. That sausage McMuffin or bacon biscuit packs more sodium than most people should eat in a whole day. The American Heart Association recommends an ideal daily limit of 1,500 milligrams. One McDonald's breakfast can blow past that before you even finish your coffee. Toasted muffins and hash browns bring another hidden threat, acrylamide, the same compound flagged in fries, formed when bread and potatoes are cooked at high heat. It is not a one-time problem. Eating these breakfasts on a regular basis turns a morning treat into a daily health risk. The danger is not in a single cone or sandwich, it is in the routine. The filet-o-fish is supposed to be the safe bet, the lighter, healthier swap for a burger. But that fish sandwich hides more than just a breaded patty. Crack open McDonald's own allergen guide and you will find milk, soy, and even wheat lurking in the batter and bun. For anyone with a dairy allergy, this is not just a slip-up, it is a recipe for a hospital trip. The US version even gets a splash of TBHQ, the same oil preservative banned in Europe for its links to immune problems. And while the UK filet-o-fish skips the TBHQ, it still is not the clean, simple fish sandwich the advertising promises. Salads sound like a safe haven, right? Fresh greens, a little dressing, maybe grilled chicken, but history says otherwise. In 2018, a massive outbreak of cyclospora sickened more than 500 people who ate McDonald's salads across 15 states. The CDC traced it back to contaminated romaine and carrots, proof that even the so-called healthy picks can send you straight to the ER. No amount of marketing can scrub away the fact that these salads have been at the center of outbreaks, with leafy greens now topping the CDC's list of risky foods. When the best options on the menu can trigger allergies or food poisoning, the idea of a healthy choice at McDonald's starts to look like a joke. If you've made it this far, you're not just a bystander, you are part of this investigation. Every story, every inspection, and every hidden ingredient matters because millions of people trust these menu boards every single day. If you've ever worked at a McDonald's, done a surprise inspection, or just spotted something off, share your experience in the comments. Have you ever seen a soda fountain that made you think twice? Did you ever get sick after a supposedly healthy meal? Your stories are the missing pieces in this puzzle, and honestly, they help keep these companies on their toes. Hit like if you think this information needs to reach more people, and subscribe if you want the real story behind your next meal. The next 3 menu items are not just disappointing, they are the reason so many people are rethinking what fast food really means. Stick around, because what is coming up will change the way you look at that drive-thru forever. The so-called secret sauce on a Big Mac is anything but simple. Flip the label and you will find a laundry list of over 20 ingredients, most with names you would never use in your own kitchen. High fructose corn syrup leads the pack, followed by chemicals like calcium disodium, EDTA, a chelator used to stop the sauce from turning gray on the shelf. Sorbic acid and xanthan gum keep it thick and shelf-stable, not fresh. In the UK, the same sauce skips the EDTA and a handful of these preservatives. American customers get the full chemical treatment, all to keep that tangy pink spread looking perfect for months. When even the sauce needs lab-grade additives, it is clear the real recipe is about profits, not purity. Ordering a McCafe coffee might feel like a safe, everyday ritual, but behind the counter, the milk lines inside those machines can turn into a hidden swamp. Warmth, darkness, and leftover milk create the perfect breeding ground for mold and slimy biofilms, layers of bacteria that cling to the inside of the tubes, shielded from quick wipe-downs. Studies of espresso equipment show these biofilms can harbor everything from Pseudomonas to Listeria, especially when machines are not fully disassembled and scrubbed each night. Some employees have pulled handfuls of black sludge from neglected machines, and others admit even managers do not know how to clean them properly. That morning, latte could be passing through lines coated in weeks-old residue. For anyone with allergies, a weakened immune system, or just a low tolerance for the thought of moldy milk, this is a risk hiding in plain sight. Every year in the United States, contaminated food sickens an estimated 48 million people. That is not a rare accident or a single outbreak. That is a public health disaster, confirmed by the CDC. For advocates, it is proof the system is broken. Every year, United States regulators recall hundreds of tons of contaminated fast food. As ingredient lists grow longer and oversight thins, what lands on your tray becomes a gamble. The real question is not what is in your meal, it is what you are willing to accept. Let us talk about it next.